Hello, my name is Ilona, and in this video I want to talk about comfort zone. What is your comfort zone? And comfort sounds like very comforting, very nice and safe, but in reality most of our comfort zone, especially if you've grown up in a dysfunctional family, it's not so safe, but it's what you know. It's what you rely on. It's what's known, it's what's familiar to you, and that can keep you trapped in many situations. So comfort zone, and how do you step outside of your comfort zone? It's very important to see people around you. I have a comfort zone, we all have a comfort zone, and you can also see people that want to hold on to their comfort zone. So if they get information that doesn't suit their comfort zone or what they know, they can reject that, make it ridiculous. We've all been there the past 5 years, what's been happening all around the world, and maybe even in our families when we were confronted with certain things. People have their comfort zone, and the comfort zone is really built on our mechanisms, our patterns, what we picked up maybe in past lifetimes, but in this lifetime. I usually look at this lifetime because that's like a accumulation of everything. You've accumulated, and you are right now here with a soul contract to take care of certain things from past life as well. So the things that you encounter in this life usually are connected to other things as well. So just look at what your patterns are. What are you used to? And so, like I said, the comfort zone could be very unsafe for certain people. We all know women or even men that are in relationships that, well, there can be awful, physical in a very bad way. There's certain things I won't be able to say, like DV, things like that. And sometimes for other people who've grown up in a less dysfunctional family or in a very warm family, it's very hard to understand why someone would remain in that position. And even the person themselves are like, yeah, I know that this is not safe. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for my children, or if it's a woman or a man, or it's not safe in this situation, but they can't get out of it because emotionally they are stuck in a certain pattern. They've picked that up. And as a child, you really just soak in everything. You're like a sponge. And so what you see is for you familiar. It's for you safe, even though if you look at it on an objective manner, it's not safe, but that's what you're used to. And it's very important to realize that can be very different than what you're rationally thinking. There are a lot of women that realize I need to get out of this situation. It could also be men, but in this case, just to simplify things, I'll just speak about a woman that realizes I need to step away from this, but she can't because she gets dragged in because she's stuck to her patterns. That's her comfort zone. And it's very important, if you want to step out of your comfort zone, to realize, and this is a very extreme case, of course you have other cases as well, that you accept, people stepping over your boundaries because you don't put up firm boundaries, or maybe emotional things happening. People manipulate you or blackmail you emotionally or other ways, guilt trip you. There are all kinds of possibilities here, and it's a bit too big of a subject to just say that in a small video. I try to keep these as small as possible, or short, small something else. As short as possible, so it's not like this 3-hour lecture about comfort zone. It's really, I just want to get to the point. And of course there are so many things you can talk about with comfort zone, but the comfort zone is what you're used to. Like I said, just because it says comfort doesn't mean that the situation is objectively comfortable. Like I said, if you're used to screaming, loud noises, where you grow up in a very unsafe environment, that is what you're used to. And that is somewhere, if you don't heal that, what you will start, again, because it's in your energy, you start creating that. You continue to create that, usually with partners or other situations at your job or in the family itself, or just anywhere you go, you take yourself with you. So if you don't heal that energy, you will continue to create that energy. So if you don't put up firm boundaries, you will continue attracting people or situations that will step over your boundaries. So it's very important, you want to step outside of your comfort zone, change those things, to first identify what is the issue really, that you have to look deeper. Because many people rationally understand this is not right for me, I need to step out of it. Of course, with addictions as well, I need to, take a step, but they get dragged in usually because there's still an emotional connection, a pattern they haven't looked at. So it's very important to look at these patterns. What is going on? Usually it's from, like I said, your youth, what you're used to with your parents. So it's important if you, can figure it out by yourself, that you get help for that. There are many therapies, and for some people it's important to do like body work. Others need the emotional, looking at emotions. Another needs to look at their conviction. So that's like, there are so many different therapies. So it's important to look at what is relevant for you. And some even need to go to past lifetimes with regression therapy. But look at what you need and see if you can find someone that can help you with. You can, of course, also work with it yourself. You can write down things that are happening and start seeing, okay, what's going on here. If you just, make sure sometime, you have by yourself, visualize a situation, in this case, for example, that someone is stepping over your boundaries. If this is an issue for you, where do you feel that? Do you feel it in your heart, your stomach, or tension in your neck or around your heart area? Really feel that and try to stay with that feeling without being overwhelmed or completely, wallowing in it, but just feel it. Just feel that energy, because then you are healing it. Most of us need to heal on an emotional level. If I speak for myself, usually rational, I know, I know what's going on, I know where it comes from, but I haven't healed it emotionally. And let's face it, our society and our schools aren't fixed on emotional things or emotional feelings. We now have this completely different wave going on with people actually using feelings as munition. That's not really dealing with things either. And it's like, well, you're offending me and you need to change that, so you're the problem. That's not what we want. If you want to step out of your comfort zone, you have to understand that the situation you're in, you have a share in that. Just like when people are stepping over your boundaries, that's because you are allowing that. You need to understand, I am allowing this situation. That is up to me. And then you can go deep within. Like I said, feel where this pain is. Breathe through it, and probably will take more time than that, especially if it's something that's really like a red thread through your life, like a very difficult thing to face, probably from past lifetimes as well. Then you really need to take time, be patient with yourself. But that's a start, stepping out of your comfort zone, changing your energy. If you heal those things, you're changing it, and you will make different decisions. That can be very frightening, because your comfort zone is something it is safe. But like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a safe place, but it's something that you know and that you feel safe. I've also mentioned this in my Dutch video. I've grown up in a very unsafe environment, so I'm always alert. Even now, I still have this. When I go somewhere, I always see things going on. Where is everybody? Where is everybody sitting? It's an automatic response from my side to make sure that I am safe. It's exhausting in a way, but it's something that maybe people will recognize as well. Working on it, feeling more safe now. Working on my safety, obviously, the more I feel safe, the less I will be doing that. But it's still something that I do. So if you want to step out your comfort zone, recognize the patterns, start healing it with the therapy that is necessary for you. The emphasis, like I said, some people actually need to work more with their body work. Some other people will need to look at their convictions, the way they're thinking, and others will have to look on their emotional side and heal. And I usually need to look at the emotional side and feel through things. So, of course, look at what is necessary for you. By doing that, it can be very scary because you're stepping out of your comfort zone and people around you are used to you responding in a certain way. So if you take a different route suddenly, they're like, what's going on here? So they could be angry or, try to get you back in the old pattern or the old system that has been working for them, and you need to give them time as well. Especially if you're in a relationship or in a friendship, I have to say that if you really are in a situation that is unsafe for you, physically, emotionally, really unsafe, get out of there. Try to get out of there as soon as possible. Protect yourself. But if it's a different kind of situation, because like I said, this is very broad, so it could be a situation that it's time for you to really, say no sometimes, don't do everything that everyone wants you to do. And then you'll have to see how other people are going to respond, especially if it's a partner or family member or maybe a colleague or something else. And then you can see by changing it, focus on yourself, focus on where this comes from inside of you, focus on your pain, try to heal that, then you can see how other people are going to respond. Like I mentioned, if it's in a relationship, maybe the person will, change as well. They'll finally have an opportunity to change themselves. And in that way, then for the better. But maybe in a while, you notice that the other person is not changing, refusing to change, keeping the behavior that you don't want. Then you will have to, of course, make a decision. You can remain there, find your own way if that is what you want, or you can step away and say, okay, this is enough. I want something else. That's up to you. But then you will be much stronger because you've started to heal that energy than when you're still in that old comfort zone. Because if you haven't healed it, someone can still come in and, manipulate you, make you feel bad. So stepping out of your comfort zone is not easy. It's difficult. It's hard. It can be very painful, but it will make you stronger and it will make something, change your life for the better. If you dare to take that road, take that path. It's very important that if you feel like if you really want to change things, that you need to look inside. What is the pattern? What is going on? Change that, change your energy first, and then start to make different decisions. Because if you change your energy, you will notice that things around you will change as well. So that's stepping out of the comfort zone. What is a comfort zone? And there was something else. Someone asked me, when do you know that you have to do shadow work? When do you know if you're finished in any way? Well, it's very easy actually, and I've probably mentioned this before, but sometimes it's important to repeat things. If you are living a life that feels good to you, you're doing work you really enjoy, or you feel like you're in the right place, in a relationship or family, whatever it is, you are in a good, good comfort zone for yourself, so you feel fine in the life that you're living, then you really at that moment in time don't have to do shadow work. Maybe later on you get other insights, that's also a possibility. Also, it could be that it's fine for you the way it is, then you don't have to do shadow work. But if there are parts in your life that you're not happy with, that you kind of know, I should look at it into that, I should look at what's going on there, maybe get help or maybe figure it out myself, then that is the shadow work. If there are things happening in your life, a situation that you create or keep creating that don't align with you anymore, don't feel right to you, then that is the sign that you need to do shadow work. That's actually very simple. Just look at where you are now. If you're fine where you are, now keep going. If you're not fine where you are, you can start doing work or not, That's all up to you. That's a decision you can make all by yourself. So I'd like to leave it at this. Hope to see you in another video. Bye.